Otherwise, you have to say, well, splat ratio is calculated just purely. It's not considering your motivation for why you might have lost games. If you're doing challenge runs, it's looking for only versions going back to 0.21, I think, because it's recent-ish. Splat is dying at XL17 or higher. Oh, also, Iggy, I think your nick. Do you even have a nick? No, yeah, you do. So you have 5. And you can go through those with like -2. Well, these are not repeated games. We can look if this is somehow not you, if there's another Iggy. Yeah, they're all CBRO. So, yeah, you got 5. Those are what they are. There's 3 of them. And there's 4, and then there's 5. I mean, some of these are you. This is going back to a specific version, which is, I think it's 0.21, right? Yeah. 0.21 stable, not alpha. 0.21 stable and more recent. So that's going back quite a ways for you playing Crawl. Type, oh, Tumalu. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't done the DCSS nick thing, please do that. Now, why isn't it including? What did I saw Pete Blur added his. Interesting. Oh no, I'm an idiot. That's not the right command. That's the right command. Oh hey, Blasphemer, that you're BMFX. Nice. I don't know if I knew that and forgot. Yeah, there's Peebler. Tumalu, you can do that too. DCSX space Tumalu. Even if your name is the same. I actually need to change that so that it looks back for the chatters in the last hour, so that it doesn't have to require setting the nick. But anyhow, BMFX, now he's somebody who could have me beat, because he plays with a pretty high win rate. And he has like a... do you have a longer streak than my 19? You do, don't you, BMFX? I don't know if it's a random streak. He has me beat by 1. Ooh. Yep. I only have a 19. I'm definitely working to improve that to a 30 when I get back to time to do streaks again. He might have me beat. Not quite. I have BMFX beat. Phew. Just barely though. Similar number of games played. All he has to do is win 3 games and not splat, and then he ties me, and then he can surpass me. So, given that BMFX can win games pretty quickly, much faster than me, and that I haven't played in a while, this game won't even count, assuming I don't splat. So it's kind of a good idea to get off this level. Rip Lava Orc. I mean, unfortunately, with 8 Evo, my spams, I have to rely on Brothers in Arms, which would do good damage against Menos, but I do only have 5 stars right now, so I'm only going to get a couple of summons up, and then he's not a great one to Vuln scroll because he has Mass Confuse. So you can Vuln and hit him with the Hex, but he can then hit you with Mass Confuse. Obviously, I can put up Trog's hand, but it's a little bit dicey. You can kind of slow him down with summons and then, you know, do the Vuln thing. The only tricky part with that is that if your summons are Vulned, he'll be able to Mass Confuse those more easily, and he might be able to Mass Confuse them even if you don't vuln your summons. Like if you vuln and then make summons, he still might be able to affect them. So, and I only have 3 shots of enslavement, so it's just overall a terrible idea. What I would have to do is kind of get him behind a bunch of other monsters almost and javelin him. But that only works for a while until the monsters in front die. He will swap with the ones I think that he can, which are like human, which a bunch of monsters in vaults are, so he will... I do have a Scroll of Summoning. I also have 2 Scrolls of Torment, but I'd have to be Bloodless for that, and I don't... That's actually a pretty good tech. It's just then I have even less HP, so... What happens if he silences you... If I go Bloodless, I can go Bat Form too. Oh man, it's risky though. It's real risky. I'm tempted though. I'm really tempted to make the play to kill Menas. Don't die, E-Bearing said. Well, I'll show him. Right? What could go wrong? You got Torment Scrolls. You got Scrolls of Summoning. Unfortunately, I cannot torment my summons. That will piss them off. That was actually a relatively recent change. You used to be able to torment allies, and it didn't anger them because torment specifically was not included, but that got fixed. I think E-Bearing even was the one to fix it. We did a bunch of unrand, or I started off a big round of fixing God Conduct so that it actually was processed and so that you got the warnings, which a lot of people were like, why not just remove the God Conduct? Those suck. Or ally conducts and stuff, and they do kind of suck, but they were just all over the place in terms of like either prompting you or actually even being applied at all. And there's all sorts of really weird cases that didn't apply. There were secret tech, like you could use a ranged weapon under Sanctuary with Zin and shoot a monster. If the monster was out of Sanctuary, you didn't get penance. It would warn you, but you didn't get penance. So Zin didn't actually care. And it was just a byproduct of some code from Grunt's ranged reform, and it was just a weird edge case. Yeah, you know, it might, but I got 2 scrolls of it. The problem is I can't have any allies up. And so that does limit what I can do. You know, I can't have a way to block. So I've only got 1 summoning. And I can't torment my summons because they will go hostile. Now, on the other hand, I could just torment them and let them do that, but that's just going to put... The whole point of tormenting is just to get him down close to death so that we can finish him off. And it's going to just make my life more difficult. The nice thing about hostile summons is that he may not... They would be aligned with him, but he may not be able to swap with them. The bad thing about hostile summons is that they can just damage me and be dangerous monsters on their own right, and they won't damage him. I can also acid him. The problem is, you can read as a bat, right? It's not a thing. I think you can read as a bat. Oh yeah. You see, with the Trog's hand, well, Trog's hand would just be a bonus. Trog's hand, bat form, read Torment, read and Brothers in Arms. I think I can read a Torment scroll. Trog doesn't hate it. This stupid plan is sounding better as I talk myself into it. This is going to be the powerful play that's going to validate the entire 2-state vampire design. They'll be studying this in textbook, this level, years to come. Your roguelike design textbooks. We're gonna do it. The absolute madman. He's gonna go bloodless. I might want to do some hasting when I see him. That would be kind of wise, just so I can pull off actions faster. Hopefully he will announce himself via his halo. 128 HP. Oh, alright, here he goes. Alright, really read? Really read? I have double prompting. There he is again. Okay. Okay, now he's silenced me, but I'm still hasted. I can jab him. Theoretically, I could anyway. I could get a path through to him. Oh yeah. Well, my summons are not great here. These were not incredible. What I can do is his field is one away, so we're just going to have to take him. Vault Warden is almost dead. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms, alright. Come, my trolls. My troll children. What? How do I? Interesting. Did I really? Oh, it did succeed. Oh, okay. I'm going to send in another one. I'm going to keep sending him Menas. You know what? I'm going to send in another one. I have no shame. I'm going to use a... Oh, I can't do that. He's almost dead. I'm going to use some Scatter or some Ice Blast. Oh no, he confused me. I think he's going down, guys. Wow, I used a lot. I made a lot of BIA. I'm going to use another one. How much HP does he have? Severely wounded. Yep, I'm going in for another Brothers in Arms. I'm sending Trog's entire army. He almost dead? Almost dead. I can't hit him anymore. As long as I can do it, I'm going to keep sending him. He's dead. You see that, E-Bearing? I broke your game, E-Bearing. I broke it. I've hacked it. I've dissected it. I've analyzed it on every level. The code level, the design level, the optimality. I've run my AI through it. I've consulted with Elliptic. He's approved my plans. It's over. It's over. You threw your best at me, and I'm unstoppable. What font am I using? This is the Ubuntu Deja Sans mono font. I think it might be called Deja Vu Sans, but it's like the system font, I think. Although the current one might be slightly different. The default is like a smaller size, but it's like size 16 maybe. Imagine not casting Mass Confuse. Interview over. Everything is silenced now. When Menos is tired of talking to the media, he knows exactly which spell to cast. I guess he could cast Mass Confuse as well. I made a lot of BIA. I'm surprised that my Piety held up. I guess I didn't quite know. This Iron Troll didn't even take any damage at all. Good job, team. Your ogre rages. Okay, I thought it said he rolled his eyes. I don't know why. I certainly used a lot of consumables in that fight. Guys, fight the vampire, please. Oh, he's invisible. Okay, now there's a billion monsters. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't quite have a I was thinking I would have like, 3 or 4. Oh, yeah, you don't gotta tell me, Pistu, believe me. I'm all about it. What you saw right there is basically, I mean, this plan to fight him was sort of like, it's obviously kind of a silly plan, but I felt pretty confident that I could die to a deep troll. Oh, right. Okay, so I need to go back out of Bloodless now. I didn't, well, I did use the Bloodless. The fact that I had Torment resist, and the only other way to get that was by being a tree, which that would have been a level of risk I would not have liked. Yeah. No, I know you were just encouraging it. Yep. Yeah, people underuse God ability. Oh, we finally dropped to 4-star. And we still have Brothers in Arms, it just has a low fail rate. So I guess we got to Revivify. And now we're going to be frail for a while, and we'll work that off. Because we have a temporary mutation. Yeah, I've never actually played Hellcrawl. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of this game is fairly easy, and God's Piety gain is maybe a little bit too... There's a lot of monsters in here. What I should be doing is... Yep, if there's less XP, if there's less, monsters, that would certainly make sense. Okay, now fighting is definitely really expensive. I should train dodging. I am actually going to train it, even though I want to train it some with a manual. It's just so cheap that it doesn't really matter. Oh, you would do that. These larger bombs from this many corpses do kind of hurt. Don't really want to get marked anymore. Maybe a shop? Keep up with those silver jabs. Some more enchant armor. think this is the only... Nicole's favorite vault. It's something like this is like a scientific experiment. That's why they're in these columns. It's like, and there's water because it's like they're in these giant test tubes. Some insane mad scientist. It's a lot of wizards. Okay, is that one wizard? It's maybe not a lot of wizards. Okay, now it's more wizards. Trog's Hand, don't want to get paralyzed. Tengu Reaver. Yeah, this is some kind of... This one might have like hats in it and stuff. Oh yeah. There's the Lich. There was the Lich. It's like, everyone wave, yes. This is my nemesis. I should burn these books, but I can't. Yeah, I remember this vault. It's a good vault if you like, well, hats. It definitely has hats. -3 hat of trusted companion. I'm not sure that actually is a companion I would trust. MR hat. Yep. Yeah, there's a few vaults like that. There's another one that has like imps that has Randart hats. Honestly, it's probably better than this one because it's like guaranteed 1, maybe 2 Randarts. But this one has more hats overall in it. It's just that imp one is the imp one's cool because it appears pretty early in like mid dungeon and in Orc, maybe some other places. I think this one is vaults only. This particular vault. Blink is really pretty handy. MR hat is convenient enough because I don't think my MR is... Yeah, it's fine. With Trog's Hand it's over 3-star, but as long as you don't forget to use it. And I really wish I had Invis. I mean, I'm a spooky vampire. I feel like I should be given innate invisibility. I chose other stairs because those were a little bit, the first ones were a little bit rough. More wizards. Always wizards. Oh, nice. Is that Iron Shot? Crystal Spear. Yeah, you gotta watch those. Nice Potion of Haste. Nice. It's good to see another Scroll of Summoning. Very helpful item. Do you have Banish? Yeah. Anti-magic, this guy. Anti-magic, this guy. Yeah, the funny thing about a lot of people don't go to Elf. I know a lot of people who don't go to Elf, but they're okay with going to Vaults, and they're like, yeah, but the Elves are scary. But they don't realize you actually fight more high-level Elves in Vaults than you do on average on each Vault floor than you do on Elf 1 and 2. You can get a Vault with them or an OOD somehow, but Elf 3 is where they all really live. I trained something and then it finished. Some Evo would be okay. Let's go ahead and get 10 Evo. Took too much damage. And see, now I have to fight a stone giant. Shimmering Greatsword. I should probably check that out. It could be Greatsword of Speed or something. Why did you have to duplicate yourself? Oh, then the Soja Bow. But that's not what I want. I only have 8 teleport? Wow. This is not a thing that I enjoy. We're gonna try to get rid of these idiots both. Oh my god. Okay. Now she has Lightning Bolt. I don't really want to try antics with her at this HP. I realized my teleport was so low. Don't have a lot of heal wounds, so I do just have to be a little bit careful. If she lightning bolts me, it's going to hurt. Now, I will go ahead and put on the Anak, and then just kind of walk away. And I can possibly keep that on. If I, well, the problem is I only have enslavement. I can't really hex her. I just don't have the Soja Bow's back when Grunt was active. It's not, yeah, like maybe 0.16. What's up, River Fiend? The MR thing is a bit of a meme. I mean, for one, you tend not to be fighting those elves in Elf 1 through 2, whereas you do in Vaults. But a lot of people are sort of value that really highly, having MR, and it's really nice not to get banished, because going to the Abyss does suck. But it's really easy to get out of the Abyss at those XL. Elliptic likes to point out that people overly value MR in Elf. He does skip Elf a fair amount. Yeah, Vaults feels like Elf 4 plus, that's a good way of putting it. Elf mages just have banishment. Boy, I don't actually recall a time. Well, I mean, so there used to be elf conjurers, elf summoners, you know, not like the high level, not demonologists, but like elf summoners, elf conjurers. I guess there were also elf mages, which I don't really recall those ever having banishment, but they could have. Obviously, ogre mages were notorious for having banishment and also being in vaults a lot, and they no longer have banish. But so, oh, thank you for the follow, River Fiend, which I get that via the email before it's going to pop up the alert. So it's like I'm reading from the... I'm able to see the future. Good old Sonic remix. How did you stay on the playlist? OC remix of a popular game? Maybe it's not actually bad, but... so far it doesn't sound bad. There it is. How did I know? Was it because I got an email, or is it psychic powers? It's probably psychic powers. Yeah, this might be a pretty old commit. Because there was an adjustment to... It was a subsequent adjustment, but that was to the high level elves, wasn't it? Oops. God damn it. Well, we lost that, my browser, or my web browser, because this one opened up in the last browser window I had active, but that's okay. Same spells, wizards, omega. Yeah. You know... Okay, well if it was the exact same, I just don't really recall elf mages banishing. Maybe it was, though. Either way... Let me shut this. Did OBS get? Yes, it did. It always does. Switch around until it unconfuses itself. It's the way it does title window capture leaves something to be desired, honestly. Because like a title changes and it just kind of tweaks out. You have to like alt tab back